This is 7 National News, and in our top story, Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, has received the Speaker of the Federal National Council, Dr. Amal Al Qubaisi, and members of FNC. The members of the FNC were visiting His Highness to seek his guidance and directives in order to improve the FNC's performance and carry out its message to better serve the nation and citizens. Dubai's Crown Prince, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, was also present at the meeting. Welcoming the FNC Speaker and members, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed congratulated them on winning their seats in the recent FNC elections, adding that the leadership is looking forward to activating the Parliament's role in terms of rendering services to the people and community. His Highness also affirmed that human resources is top priority in the government's endeavors to ensure the happiness of people. He called upon the FNC members to cooperate with the government in assessing the needs of the citizens and convey them to the leadership and the government. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and the Deputy Supreme Commander of the UAE Armed Forces, has received the Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines, Jijomar Binay, at Al Maamura in Abu Dhabi. During the meeting, the two sides reviewed existing relations between the countries, especially in relations to the economic and investment fields, as well as ways to enhance them in the best interest of the two friendly countries and peoples. Both parties also confirmed the importance of boosting bilateral relations and expanding work and joint cooperation into wider horizons to the advantage of further development and progress between the two countries' ties in various domains. The Zayed Future Energy Prize will host a series of events during next week's Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week, which this year is focused on meeting the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. The prize's schedule will kick off with the 8th awards ceremony on the 18th of January, immediately following the opening ceremony of Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week. It was highlighted that the prize winners, finalists, and supporters will be awarded based on their efforts of taking sustainable action to meet the objectives of the recently concluded COP21 Paris Climate Agreement. Some of the key events for the Zayed Future Energy Prize include a panel discussion on empowering climate victims through energy innovations and sustainability and future energy workshop, focusing on showcasing how simple innovations in energy can bring light to communities across the globe. The event will see high-profile names such as the former Prime Minister of Norway, who will share a platform with many other leading dignitaries in the field of sustainability. As part of the event's calendar, there will also be a social media campaign in partnership with Masdar, using the hashtag Action Speaks Louder to encourage visitors and participants of the Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week, as well as fans across the globe, to use the hashtag in support of more sustainable future for all. Residents in Abu Dhabi are being invited to propose ideas for making the roads safer in the capital, as well as for reporting traffic offenses and dangerous driving. The Zayed Society to Reduce Traffic Accidents and the Traffic and Patrols Directorate of the Abu Dhabi Police has launched the Community is a Traffic Cop initiative during a Ministry of Interior Majlis in the capital at the weekend. The initiative aims to promote community dialogue and solicit the public's views about traffic safety issues, according to Colonel Jamal Al-Amiri, the Executive Director of the Zayed Society. Other objectives of the initiative include improving road users' behavior, enhancing traffic laws and safety standards, raising public awareness, and providing road safety education. Participants at the Majlis suggested engaging members of the public by urging them to report reckless and careless driving to the police. They also recommended reinforcing the private sector's role in raising awareness about traffic safety, preparing a questionnaire about traffic issues, and setting up traffic signals on pedestrian crossings. The Desert Protection Campaign 2016, in collaboration with the Ministry of Environment and Water, announced the launch of the list of activities for this year's campaign, which are aimed at the preservation of the UAE desert. The chairman of the Desert Protection Campaign, Arif Ali Al-Abbar, announced during a press conference earlier today that the campaign comes in response to the directives of the UAE leadership to preserve the environment, especially the desert, which represents the history of the nation. It aims to raise awareness of the importance of keeping the desert clean and how to be responsible while enjoying the various desert activities. Running until the 4th of February to mark the annual National Environmental Day, this year's Desert Promotion Campaign involves activities in the morning and in the evening, where participants will have the chance to learn more about the desert life and get survival training through fun, enjoyable, as well as educational activities that revolve around preserving the environment of the desert, such as horseback riding, bicycle tours, desert sports, and endurance festivals. Additionally, this year's campaign will also encourage the public to participate in desert photo galleries, with prizes being presented to the outstanding contributions.
The aim of this campaign is the awareness campaign. We try to advise the people who's visiting the desert how to enjoy the desert and without harming the desert. Actually, we have a lot of activities, but the new activities for this year, we're trying to make like a training center for the people who want to know and learn more about the desert, and it is more like how to survive in the desert. It is two programs. One is a light program, which is only information and some practicing, and one strong and heavy program, which is really we put the person in some troubles in the desert, and before that actually we teach him how to survive, and we put him in trouble. We see how can he survive.
Our patroning for the Desert Protection Campaign for the 8th year is, a tremendous, it's a testimony on its a tremendous success that happened in the last 7 years. We are already enhancing or ensuring that there is a good and I would say an effective communication and engagement from the different stakeholders and the community member, whether they are government entities, whether they are individuals, or they are from the business or in the industry. In 2015 or in 2014, when we had already measured the environmental awareness for UAE for a sample of 4,000 people from different categories and different nationalities, we found that the environmental awareness of UAE is 63%, and we are aiming to increase that by the year 2021 to reach to 71%.
Volunteers are being invited to take part in readiness tests for the new 1.9 billion dirhams Concourse D before its official opening at Dubai International Airport. Dubai Airports is appealing for UAE residents to act as passengers on February 6th and test the operational readiness of the new facility. The test will follow a series of trials that have been conducted over the past few months to ensure that the transition is as smooth as possible. Paul Griffiths, the chief executive of Dubai Airport, stated that if past experiences with operational trials are anything to go by, the operator expects an overwhelming response from members of the public. More than 70 airlines will use a new concourse, and as part of the trial, about 2,500 volunteers of all ages will test the facility. Airport staff, police, immigration, and customs officials, as well as food outlets and restaurants, will be involved in the trials. Those interested in volunteering can register online at Dubai Airport website. And finally, in the bulletin, the 34th Annual General Exhibition of the Emirates Fine Arts Society was inaugurated last night by His Highness Sheikh Sultan bin Mohammed bin Sultan Al Qasimi, the Crown Prince and Deputy Ruler of Sharjah. His Highness toured the exhibition, which is being held at the Sharjah Art Museum, stopping at various pieces of artwork on display by 42 artists from the UAE and countries from around the world. In collaboration with the Department of Culture and Information in Sharjah, the exhibition this year is under the theme Noah's Ark, which reflects the close connection between art and communities and the coexistence that is a distinctive attribute to the stability in the world, particularly in the UAE. The artwork on display ranged between fine arts to sculpture and video arts. Activities of the 34th Annual General Exhibition of the Emirates Fine Arts Society will run till the end of March. And for the first time, the exhibition is taking place in Abu Dhabi and Sharjah simultaneously, as participants will display their artwork in the Modern Arts Wing at the Sharjah Art Museum and at Manarat Al Saadiyat in the capital. This new step aims to support the Society's goals of improving its role in promoting the cultural movement in the country.
It's the annual exhibition of Emirates Fine Arts Society. It's one of our main projects that reflects the art movement in UAE, from exposing the experience of different artists around UAE in one show, in one place, in this huge amount of artists that reached for this year 42 artists that will be displayed here in Sharjah Art Museum, and another small bunch of artists that will be displaying in Manarat Al Saadiyat in Abu Dhabi. That will be the first time for us to expand and go out from Sharjah to display in Abu Dhabi, but still we are aiming to more of expanding and display more of artwork around UAE.
For this year, there is a theme about Noah Ark, which is like very well known for everyone and every religions as well. And it will be in the Sharjah Art Museum for 2 months. My work here, it's a series of painting. I did it with charcoal, and I call it the cave. So there is an elements from the original story. It's about the male and female. There is the sea and the clouds, the fish, and new planets for the new life. And I did it by charcoal. It's like more closer to the nature.